I spent $200 buying an absolute metric ton of ear tips, and we're going to be putting it to the test as well as putting it onto a tier list. See which ones are worth your money. Everybody's going to be talking about different IEMs, what's the new hype train, what's good, but people often overlook ear tips in the audio chain. They play a very important part in regards to the fit in your ears, the comfort, battle effect long listening, and of course in some cases it'll even affect the sound delivery of your IEM. So it's totally worth taking a look. So let's start off right away. So first up, I have these Final Fusion G ear tips. These are sold in boxes like this, and each of them are $22. They come with 4 earpieces, so that gives me $44 to our budget tally. Now, if you've ever tried Final E ear tips but for true wireless stuff, that's the sort of design you're looking at here. You have this sort of smaller ear tip, shorter ear tip with a more kind of oval shape. Well, maybe not oval, but what these are is that they mix it with the material, hybrid silicone foamy outer layer of the Sony Triple Comfort ear tips. So they fit like true wireless ear tips, and they're very good with stuff that have like shorter nozzles and stems. I'm using these on my Rose Ceramics X. They help you get that kind of foam-like seal. It increases the noise isolation, and it works quite well in tandem with whatever active noise cancellation you have on your true wireless sets. And of course, for IEMs with like a more short, stubby nozzle, the Tangsu Yushanji comes to mind. Now, it's got a fairly small size, as you can see, so you're probably gonna have to wear one size bigger than you need. I have here the M size and the L size, so medium and large. The large one I usually use for wired IEMs, but the medium ones, they work quite well for true wireless stuff. Keep that in mind. Of course, there's a little bit of treble being taken away because you're essentially wearing foam ear tips now, and it gives your IEMs a sort of warmer, slightly darker, bassy. I wouldn't call it bassy actually. It's warmer and darker, and because of that, the perception to your ears is that the bass is increased, although the actual effect is more like the mids and the treble are being slightly reduced and masked. What are the cons for these? Well, the thing is, my ears don't play that well with foamies because it generates a lot of earwax due to, you know, the stronger seal, and especially when you're in hot weather or you're kind of sweaty, lots and lots of earwax coming out. And it doesn't last as long as normal ear tips. Like they say something on a package here. It says the recommended replacement interval is every 3 months. So every 3 months they want you to buy a new pair of these, and it's like $22. And the other thing about these that I don't like is they do not sell. They do not sell a mixed size pack. They only sell it in one size, and each pack comes with 4 earpieces. So you can't kind of sample with a set. You just have to buy 2 sizes separately, which ends up costing more. And then every 3 months you have to buy some new ones. So, oh boy, Final really wants your money on this one. I think for the Final Fusion Gs, I'm gonna give these a B tier. It's pretty good, but you can see it's giving me a lot of earwax, doesn't last that long, and I don't like that they're selling just the single size. I want a sampler pack. B tier. These are the Coreir Brass ear tips. They retail for, I think when I bought it, it was like $25 for this set of 4, and you get 2 sizes. I picked medium and medium small. They come in a square box actually, but I lost the cover. And it ships in this sort of little plastic holder thingy, which helps quite well for preservation of the ear tips as well. So keep these around. Open it up and you get these quite interesting ear tips. They have a sort of liquid silicone material, so it's a very highly transparent silicone, It's kind of similar to the Soft Ears UC ear tip if you've tried that one. The special sauce of these ear tips are that inside you have this sort of brass made metal core, and it introduces sound resonances to change the sound coming out of your IEMs. Quite cool, right? It actually fits better than the Soft Ears UC because, I don't know, I feel like the silicone they use here, it's a bit softer, a bit more malleable, so when it comes into my ear, I quite like it. And of course, Celestex Gen 1 and 2, those are way stiffer than these. This is really nice material. It introduces actually a very strong treble boost to all of your IEMs, and I'm talking every IEM I've tried this on. The Coreir Brass gives a very strong lower treble boost. It doesn't quite show it on graphs, but pretty much when you listen to it, you'll see the difference. The thing is, I think sometimes this effect it's a bit too much. It gives a really weird kind of harshness and raspiness to the treble of some IEMs, and of course, if you have an already bright set, I don't think this is gonna work well for you. Or I guess if you're a treble head, you could work with these. Being brass, with prolonged use, I've seen a lot of cases where the metal core here, it just oxidizes and becomes green and it starts leaking stuff out. So kind of disgusting, I know. So I think even with these, after a few months of use, you'll have to buy new ones. So yeah, I think this is a C tier. It's a cool idea. The execution is okay, but there's obviously some durability issues that need to be worked out. I don't know, I don't like the fact that this oxidizes and becomes disgusting after a few months, so C tier. You know, the Coreir Brass had quite a few problems, so luckily Pentacon, the company that makes these ear tips, came in with a little bit of a hot fix. These are the improved version, I think. These are the Coreir AL Alloy, or aluminum alloy. And again, 25 bucks for a 4-piece set. Basically, they changed the brass core inside into, I guess, apparently an aluminum alloy. And because it's painted black here and not just bare metal like the brass version, it is less likely to show oxidation and hopefully last a bit longer as well, being aluminum instead of brass. The sound changing effect is a bit less, it's a bit more subtle than on the Coreir Brass. So with the Coreir Brass, you're getting a very strong lower treble boost. Again, sometimes it goes overboard. But with the AL Alloy, actually, it's quite a bit more subtle. It's a lower treble boost, and it works quite well when paired with some IEMs. Like, for example, I have here the C Audio Mapo Tofu. So the Coreir AL Alloys have basically become a permanent fixture on these IEMs. It just gives it that little bit extra treble spice to sort of give a sort of anchoring element to this IEM's more warm, kind of loose sound. I really love it on these pairs. I do personally find that the Coreir AL Alloy is a lot more useful. It is definitely much improved from the brass version. On a tier list, I'll give this an A. Actually, quite good. Again, the clear silicone thingy, it's gonna get cloudy with use, but still, it's an A tier. It's much improved over the Coreir Brass. Okay, what if you want that liquid silicone material of the Coreir tips, but without the treble boosting metal cores and, you know, all that oxidation worry? Well, then you get the NiceHCK C04s. These come in a box like these, and they have a little plastic storage unit as well. You get 8 earpieces, so that's 4 sizes in total. These retail for, I think, like $19, $18.99, something like that. Of course, they have a similar shape to the Coreir ear tips. That same sort of, I would say this is like an AET07 if you've ever looked at it. But of course, there's no metal core. It has a slightly stiffer feel in terms of the stem itself. umbrella part, I think it's equally soft, but the stem part a bit stiffer. Usually I would prefer it to be softer, but you know, nevertheless. It doesn't introduce any sort of treble boost or anything, so it's a bit more acoustically transparent. Of course, you still get the sort of isolation benefit due to this liquid silicone material. It's gonna sit in between normal ear tips and foam ear tips in terms of the noise isolation you're getting. The usual cons apply here. It's gonna get a bit cloudy and dusty with use, so probably extended use it might get a bit dirty, but otherwise quite alright. I think these will get a B tier. Let's go for something a little bit cheaper. These are the Kbear KT02s. Actually, it's actually coming from the stock ear tips of my Dita Prelude. Check that video out if you haven't. I've seen it sold under Kbear as the KT02 as well. I've seen it go for as high as like 15-20 bucks, and I've also seen it go as low for like $5 for the whole pack in sales events. So make sure to look out for sales. They have you know, again, liquid silicone material, but the walls of this are a little bit thicker, and the cool thing is it has an oval shape. If you have true wireless stuff that has like an AirPods style, then these will work quite nicely. So that will be your Moondrop Neko Cakes, Golden Ages, Ultrasonics, all of those. And of course, AirPods themselves will work quite well with these as well. And it might work well even for like normal wired IEMs. If your ears don't like the perfectly circular shape, if you find yourself liking the oval shape of TrueWire's ear tips and you want an option to plug into your wired IEMs, Kbear KT02s quite nicely. There comes a problem where you need to sort of angle the oval shape correctly for each ear. You can kind of vary it around, but you know, it affects your fit a little bit. Still though, a solid B tier kind of ear tip. Okay, so to wrap up the liquid silicone ear tip kind of new trend here, we have the Divinus Prism wide bore version. These retail for $23, and that's gonna be the free size pack. I'm getting MS, M, and L sizes. It'll come with an actual plastic box for you to store these earpieces, so quite premium, justifying that price. It's got a bulbous kind of shape, as you can see. This is sort of like if you've ever tried Radius deep mount ear tips, they have a sort of bigger top, but a bit of a taper by the bottom. And of course, it's the wide bore edition. Very nice liquid silicone material. Probably the best liquid silicone material I've seen across all of these ear tips. It's perfectly soft when you touch it, but it has a correct amount of stiffness when you actually insert into your ears, so it doesn't like collapse completely like older ear tips such as the Ortofon silicone ear tips. Now, due to the large top shape of these ear tips, you're gonna want to get maybe one size smaller than you would expect what you would often say. So for example, if you're an M size, maybe consider downsizing to the MS size actually. It has that liquid silicone isolation, but because of the shape here, it doesn't, how should I explain this? It doesn't make contact with as much of your ear, and so there's less material to transfer the low end. This, of course, results in slightly less bass impact, but still the isolation level of liquid silicone. For this pair of ear tips, I actually pair it now with the Pula Unicrom. Again, check the video, but these are my new favorite on Pula Unicrom. It just has a good, you know, the Unicrom itself has a really nice fit, very comfortable kind of shell, and then these guys up the comfort level even more, so it's a really good long listening combo. Of course, not everyone is gonna like the weird bulbous shape of these IEMs, and you know, although I like the softness of this material, it has a stickiness, so it's gonna get dust particles around the ear tips, so watch out for that. Still though, I think these are really good ear tips, and they're probably the best in terms of the liquid silicone material that I've tried. I'm gonna give these an A tier actually. Really nice. Some more stuff from Divinus. So these are the Velvet Normal and the Velvet Wide Bore Edition. About 22 bucks for both these boxes, so in total $44 added to the tally. When I heard Velvet on these ear tips, I was sort of expecting the kind of ultra soft feel, kind of like what was here on the Prism Wide Bore, but no, it actually delivers on being like a really smooth feeling silicone material. It's gonna be good for people with like sensitive ears. If you feel like silicone is a bit abrasive to your ears, I think this material will be quite nice. It legitimately gives a sort of velvety feeling when you touch it. Kind of like more fabric-y than silicone, which is, it could be an interesting feeling. The standard edition of this is, you know, acoustically transparent to my ears. It doesn't change the sound much. But the wide bore version, again, because of the wideness of that, it gets a little bit less bass oomph, and it doesn't seal as strong. I guess that's more of a preference thing, but I do prefer the normal version sound-wise over the wide bore. For the cons of these, I think the small diameter insert on the normal version, I have a problem with that. I think it's made for like 3mm nozzles, so like Shure SE IEMs. But nowadays, a lot of my IEMs have very big nozzles. So if you have something like a Moondrop Psyche, maybe not that much, but like a Moondrop Blessing Free, it's gonna have trouble fitting these in actually. So that's what you have to watch out for, but I really love the materials on these, so this will be the first S tier for the video actually. I really like these. Up next is gonna be the Tang Sancai Noble ear tips. Again, $22 for a 4-size pack, pretty good. I bought the early bird wave of this, so I actually got an extra cute keychain, and they gave me some extra ear tips as well. Those are the Tang Sancai narrow bores. We'll get to that. But anyways, lots of extras for me. I don't know if they'll give it for you, but hey, that was cool. And it's got the nice feeling material of the Tang Sancai ear tips, so there's like micro abrasions on the surface, and it gives a sort of pressure relief sense to your ears. I like that. The metal core inside of here is the same kind of concept as the Coreir ear tips. I mean, yeah, the treble lift effect is still here. It's similar to the Coreir Brass in terms of how much it increases treble, but it's a bit more inconsistent in terms of how it works. Like, it doesn't give that effect on all the IEMs I've tried. On some IEMs it does. Others, like the Pula Unicrom I said about before, not so much. Doesn't change that much. The thing is though, because the opening diameter of the ear tip here, it's so small, it seems to be killing some of the imaging from my IEMs, and the technicalities are being, I don't know, there's something going on and it's killing my technicalities, and I don't like tips that kill that. So I don't know, these are decent. I think the silicone material will last longer than the Coreirs, but they're killing my imaging. So this is a C tier for me. It's average. I'm not, yeah. And finally, oh, look at this holographic blingy box. That's cool, right? These are the Tang Sancai narrow bore ear tips. I think this set is gonna be 12 bucks, so pretty cheap to cap it all off, right? I did not actually pay for this. Again, I got these as an extra when I bought the Tang Sancai Nobles, and it's all one size, and this is the large size of it. But actually, due to the shape of the ear tips, these have a sort of, how should I explain this? It's kind of like if you take a triple flange or a double flange ear tip and you squish it into like one flange. That's how you get the Tang Sancai narrow bores. And because of a smaller surface that's making contact with your ear, actually you should get like one size bigger, okay? So if your M size usually, probably the L size is gonna be a bit better for you because the shape here, this part, is quite small. So my ears though, my ears do not work well with double flange and triple flange ear tips. That's why I could never get into etymologic stuff. So, you know, let's see if this kind of revised shape, let's see if it changes that perception for me. Well, I can certainly say it did not, okay? Literally, my ears hurt 5 minutes after wearing this. I'm not joking. Something with the shape, it's just kind of tearing up my ears here. And because the nozzle opening here, it's even smaller. It's even smaller than the Tang Sancai Noble. So it kills all of that imaging from my IEM even more. It's, imagine like, you know, you have a big nozzle IEM like this, and then this thing kind of narrows up the opening like by half. So of course it's gonna have some effect on the sound. And I just don't like what it's doing to the sound, and I don't like what it's doing to my ears. It just hurts after a while. This is gonna be a solid F tier. I'm glad that they gave this as an extra because I am not gonna pay money for this. Maybe someone else had a better experience with it, but for me, buy the normal Tang Sancai ear tips. Those are great. Get those. I've been using those on pretty much most of my IEMs right now, and alongside the Aquastuna AT07s. Those are like the goats of ear tips. Honestly, for 200 bucks, that's not a lot of ear tips actually. The ear tip market right now is a lot more expensive than it used to be. Hopefully, I've covered at least some of the options available here. I'm sure there's quite a lot more that I've not looked at. Tell me in the comments what other ear tips you want me to take a look at, what other ear tips that you are using and you think it's quite good. Give me some recommendations. But I think for now I'll be sticking with probably the Divinus Velvet series, and if I'm in the mood for like treble boosts, I will get the Coreir AL Alloys. I'll just have to make sure that they don't get too dirty after a while. But anyways, that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching.